So what is computer programming? What is computer programming anyway, and how do we think about that? Well, when we look at computer programming, you think about it, it really simply is the process of giving instructions to a computer. That's really what you're doing. You're typing in instructions to a computer. And usually you may be doing that to produce something that's useful to a user or to a customer, or something that is solving a problem maybe. So when you think about computer programming, it's simple as the process of giving instructions to a computer to have it do something. And there are many different languages out there that you can use to do that. So I want you to think about the fact that your computers are really kind of configured in a way so that they can take these instructions in and they can do something with it. And here you might have an example of, and this is in the Java programming language, you have an example of where I'm taking x times y, or y times x. So y is equal to 8 and x is equal to 7. And this little asterisk here is telling the computer to, in the process the system to multiply these two numbers together. Well, I can give it this slash and I'll tell it to divide. And you can just see as you're looking at this program, it's pretty intuitive. I can read it, I can understand what's going on. This is an example of a higher level programming language. It's a language that's kind of written in a way that you and I, the humans, can understand. And many of the languages you may learn may be higher level languages, but really what you're doing is you're processing, you're typing in information, and the computer is taking that information, it's processing it, and it's going to put it in a way that it can understand it and then execute the code that you've actually given it, the instructions that you've actually given it. So when I look at that, and we look at that, you sometimes you hear the term of higher level versus lower level programming language. So what is that, right? What does that actually mean? And when you look at this example right here of this code written in Java, it's a higher level language. You can understand it. The words make sense. I can see that this is system.out, that print line. This is going to print something to the screen or print something in some way. It's kind of intuitive. Well, lower level languages actually are closer to machine code, a machine language. And so imagine, which might look something like zeros and ones on the screen. So imagine if you had to write an entire program with just zeros and ones out of zeros and ones. Well, that would be kind of mind-boggling to read and to understand what you're going through, and to share that code with somebody else and have them look at what you're doing. It'd be difficult for us to follow. A machine, no problem. It can take the information, zeros and ones or whatever that code is, and it can process it because it's all numbers, and it's all code to the machine anyway. It doesn't matter. But when it comes to human beings, we want to use things typically in a form that's a little higher level for us. So there's a place for everything. There's a process and a place for lower level languages, and you may want to study that and to get involved in things like assembly or machine language, things closest to what a computer might use and understand. Or you may choose to study something that's a higher level language like a C++ or a Java, or something that's a scripting language like JavaScript or something like that. You can learn those languages too, and also be giving instructions to a computer to have it do something. So I just wanted to share that with you so you can learn the difference. And it's good to note that whatever language you're typing in, especially if it's a higher level language, it's going to be translated in some form, in a format so that the computer can use it. So there are a number of different ways that things are set up in order to do that, but you are going to be translating and transforming whatever you type in, especially if it's a higher level language, is going to be translated and transformed in some way so that the computer can use it closer into a setup or code that the computer can read and use, something like machine language. So I just want to give you that understanding of the difference between a higher level and a lower level programming language, and in general what you're doing when it comes to computer programming, just giving instructions to a computer for it to do something for you.